Radio अपना Frankfurt दिल से दिलदार. Hello everyone, I'm Raman from Apna Frankfurt and I'm once again back to have a discussion on a very important topic. And this time it's about peace and health, something that we all are looking for, isn't it? Well, today we are going to talk to Srinidhi Bhai. Srinidhi Bhai is a Raja Yoga teacher. He has dedicated his life to the cause and work of the Brahmakumaris teachings. He lives in Brahmakumari International Headquarters in Mount Abu, and we are very lucky to have him with us in Frankfurt and on Apna Frankfurt today for all of you. Welcome, Srinidhi Bhai. We are pleased to have you with us today.
Hello, Ramanji. I'm very happy to be here too. And it is such a pleasure to be here on Apna Frankfurt, meeting our friends and our listeners. And it is always a pleasure when I get to interact with people in the field of media because I also have a background of media and we do a lot of work there as well. So it is like coming back home.
Thank you. Thank you for taking out the time for us today. And with this, let's start with my first question for you. I mean, dedicating your life to the cause and work of Brahmakumari teachings is a big decision. And honestly, when I heard that, I was really impressed with that. So, what made me curious was what made you take this decision?
It was very easy, rather, I would say. It was not a very difficult decision. I was 23 at that time, and I was working for a company called IBM. And, it's one of the world's largest IT companies, and I was having a good time. It is just that my journey with meditation and spirituality had begun long time ago. Uh, and when I was a child, I was introduced to Raja Yoga meditation. My parents were doing it. And there were certain aspects of meditation that I had experienced myself. I had seen how it benefited me in whatever I was doing, and how I could face challenges in my life in a better way. I could respond to them in a better way, rather. Um, and it came to a point where I thought that I wanted to do something different. Not that I wanted to quit my job or I wanted to do something else. It was just a simple thought that came to me that may I think about exploring something more meaningful. And not that IBM was not meaningful, it was. I was still a meditator, I was still doing everything. And most of the people, I think world over, more than 15 million people follow the teachings of Raja Yoga and they practice this meditation that is taught by the Brahmakumaris. And I think more than 95% of the people stay in their households, do their jobs, look after their families. They do everything, and yet they lead a meditative lifestyle. So for me, I did not have a thought that, okay, I would do this full time. But there is something called as seva, or in English, you could volunteer and you could say service. So what you do is you take out some time during your day or during your working week or maybe over the weekends or once a month or maybe few days in a year, and you go out and you serve the community outside. It is as an offering of sharing the gifts that you have received. And these are not physical gifts, so to speak of, because many times we go out, we give out blankets and food and other things, which is very nice. But then there is also something which is much more far-reaching as a gift. If you give people a blanket might last for a little period of time. If you give them a piece of bread, or if you give some food, it might just last for one meal. You might give them education that might last for a longer time. It could help them in their livelihood. But then there are also certain things that could last for a lifetime. These were the gifts of helping people, in empowering them, in enabling them to recognize their true potential, making them so powerful that they just don't receive your help, but they become the sources of help themselves. And this is something that I had seen in my own life. And I thought that probably this is something that I would like to do. And as a seva, probably I would want to take out 6 months of my time and I wanted to volunteer at the Brahmakumaris headquarters. And I wanted to take a sabbatical from my work. And it so happened that my parents, when I spoke to them about this, that this is what I want to do for 6 months, and they said to me, why 6 months? You can do it for as long as you want, and you are at liberty to do it. And I was shocked. I did not really expect that to happen. And then I said, okay, let me first still try for 6 months and let me see how it goes. And after that, I'll take a call on that. And those 6 months have turned out to be 16 years now.
Wow, wow. Well, I can definitely resonate with you on a lot of things what you said. I mean, being in IT, being related to media, I mean that brings also some kind of pressure, or the keyword is stress, right? And that also leads me to the next question, actually. I mean, when we look at today's life for most of us, I mean, stress has become a keyword. Everybody says, I'm under stress, be it mental stress or physical stress. And I understand with Raja Yoga, one can handle stress much better. So, as a Raja Yoga teacher, what would you say to this?
I think the easiest way of answering this question is to give our friends the definition of Raja Yoga, what it means. It composes of two words, Raja and Yoga. And yoga, many people know today. Yoga has become quite popular across the world. And the meaning of the word yoga simply means to connect. It comes from the root word of Sanskrit, yuj, meaning to join, to connect. And when people do physical yogasanas, they connect one part of the body to the other. Probably I join my hands or focus on the breathing. I'm trying to connect to different things. But when we talk about Raja Yoga, here it is the yoga that helps you to connect with your own self. Not the physical part, of course, which is visible, which are yogasanas that you still do anyway, but to connect with your own inner space, to connect with your own inner being, to connect with your own inner core. What are you really made up of? And when we come to that awareness that I am more than what I appear, and I remember because we might appear like very good people, but underneath there are layers of not so pleasant things that we carry with us. And if I really look at that, then who am I really? What is my real identity? So underneath, if we go and dwell deep within, we all look for the same peace, the same love, the same caring and compassionate hearts. That is what we are really looking for. And most of the times we are so caught up with the external world of doing things and getting things done. I do not find time to reconnect to myself. And when this connection is lost, I succumb to many difficulties and challenges that life brings to me. And the most common of them is stress. And when I was talking about the word Raja, it is a word in Sanskrit and Hindi and many Indian languages. It means to become a ruler or a king or a sovereign, if we want to choose a gender neutral term. Somebody who can be in the place of ruling oneself, having control over it. And in today's world, it so happens to us that we don't have control on our own minds. Sometimes we don't have control over what we are watching, no control over what we are eating or drinking or what we are doing with our hands, and sometimes no control over what we speak. It often happens to us, more commonly, we would say, oh, sorry, I did not want to say that. It just slipped out of my mouth and now it has caused so much of drama. And more commonly, people would pick up their cell phones and they start watching a video in the night and then they go on scrolling, and we call it doom scrolling now. And then they end up sleeping very late and they realize that they have gone on a guilt trip consuming too much of video content or online content, and then now they are late for sleeping, and tomorrow morning they will be late to work and they might not have enough rest. So, in simple ways, we have lost control over our own senses, both the physical senses of listening, watching, speaking, eating, doing things with our own hands, and in a more subtler way, also on our subtle organs of our mind and intellect. We no longer control how our mind thinks. What should we be thinking? So, when you say stress, Ramanji, what is stress really? The stress is, if I want to continue that example of you or anyone or me going about in the night, watching videos for a very long time, sleeping very late, and realizing that I'm going to have to sleep less because I have to wake up early in the morning, and I'm really sleeping very late now because I've wasted so much of time accessing unnecessary content. And then when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel fresh. I feel tired. I don't feel well rested enough. So the first thing that comes to my mind is, I shouldn't have watched that video in the night. Now I feel tired. So you're starting with a thought that is not so nice. It is a thought of guilt. It is a thought of failure, that I did not do something right in the night. And you carry that forward. And then you realize that, okay, you kind of drag yourself to everything in the morning. And suddenly you realize that you had to do other things also. You have to pack your breakfast, you have to take a bath. Probably if you have kids and family, you would have to give time to them. So when all of those things happen in that little period of time, there is a little time and you have to do many things. You have to do a lot of thinking in very little time. You feel stressed. So what is stress is more thoughts coming to you at the same time. So in 5 minutes, if you're thinking about 100 things, it will bring stress to you. It is natural. This is what stress is. So when we say all of us face stress today, it is just because we have let go of the control of our own minds. We have let it free, like a wild horse, to run around here, there, wherever it wishes. And when we realize that it runs around too much, there are too many thoughts and too much of running around, I feel stressed. And what Raja Yoga does is it allows you to take control of your mind. It enables you to become your own master, and thereby you know how to command your own senses, not just the physical organs, but also the control over your subtle organ of your mind. So when your mind starts thinking too much, you tell to your mind, I am the master of my mind, and I choose to slow down. I consciously reject the unnecessary. I apply a filter, and I only focus on what is necessary at this moment. It'll not happen in one go. Like everything, it requires practice. But then when you learn this art and skill and science of Raja Yoga, you can easily apply it to your life and you can see it for yourself how it works.
Very interesting. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I think it's very, very important to also understand from where the stress comes and how to handle it. So thank you for sharing that example. Yeah. I mean, something that is very important for all of us are our kids. Yeah. And we always say, well, we are responsible for all around development of our kids. And having a right balance of everything is very important in that sense, especially when it comes to digital world today. I mean, all the changes that have come, it has changed that definition of right balance of everything, I would say. So my question to you would be, what would be your definition of that right balance of everything for kids?
I think when you look at the word balance itself, you find out that it could be balance of many things. Okay. And the very definition of yoga, or let's say the very attainment of yoga, what yoga does to you, is mentioned in the Gita. Many people today might consider Gita as a religious book, but when you open the Gita and when you read it, the contents of the Gita are about a conversation between the divine and a human representative. Let's say Arjuna represents the entire humankind, and he poses questions to the divine about what is happening to him collectively as the humankind. And the first question is about the same thing. He does not want to fight a war. He simply does not want to perform an action because he's stressed. He thinks that this is too much and I cannot handle it. And then the divine, in a dialogue, answers. So even if you look at Gita from a non-religious point, you would understand that it is just a book that talks about and gives you guidance about how do you really control your mind and how can you bring balance in life. And yoga is supposed to give you that balance. And the line from the Gita is very beautiful. It says, Yoga samatvamuchyate. That yoga is the equanimity of the mind. There are many things that the Gita talks about, which also mentions Raja Yoga in Gita, is about balance. Another shloka mentions Sukhe dukkhe same kritva labha alabho jaya ajayo, meaning whether it is joy or whether not so joyful situations, situations that appear sad to us, whether situations that are profitable or situations that have brought me loss, situations where I have become victorious or successful, or situations where I've lost something or I have become unsuccessful. In all of these states, I remain stable. There is an equanimity of the mind. And I think this is the balance that we all need to find. And when we look at the balance, when we hold the balance, we see that both sides have to be equal. That is when we say it is balanced. And this is the balance that all of us need to learn because we know we cannot be successful all the time. If you participate in a race, there are chances that you will lose too. Every time you win the race cannot happen. Even if you could be the best footballer of the world, and even if FIFA gives you the golden football and golden boot many times, you could still miss a goal. Even Cristiano Ronaldo does not goal all the time. He also has misses. So this is the reality of the life. And if we come to this understanding, if we spiritually understand that this is how life is, there are both failures and successes, losses and profits. And I see all of them equally. Then I can appreciate, I can be more stable, I can be more hopeful, I can be more resilient, I can be more powerful, I can be more strong, I can be more peaceful, I can be more loving, because I understand that all of this is part and parcel of life. This is part of the drama. And when I see that my child is making a mistake, what do? I want him or her to stop doing that mistake. Sometimes we become so overprotective of our children that we do not want them to experiment or try something at all. And we want them to experience only joys in life. As a parent, it is a good wish that all parents want joy and happiness for their children. But then, if they never experience any challenge, if they never experience any pain, if they never experience an uncomfortable situation, do you think they will become strong? Do you think they would become experienced? Do you think they will have the ability to face challenges if you don't give them opportunities to explore the challenges at all? And I think this is the balance that we need to find. That yes, it is important for us to remain joyful, but it is also for us to remain joyful even when the ship is not sailing in the direction we want it to be. That we keep our outlook open even when there is a storm in front of us. Even when there is no sunshine, I'm hopeful that the sunshine will come whenever it has to come. I remain positive, and this is what is a balance. Of course, जब सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा है, when everything is going on well, everybody remains happy. But what is balance is when the balance is tilted. जब एक पलड़ा भारी है, when one side of the weighing scale is weighing you down, at that time you choose to bring it back. You take control and you say, no, this situation will not defeat me. You will not alter the course of my mind. You do not decide how my life is. Situations are real, but I respond with the state of calm, with the state of positivity, with the state of strength, with the state of hope. And I think this is how you tilt the balance. And many people think that today, when we talk about balance, Ramanji, many people say, oh, it is work-life balance. It is about balance between how much of online time do I spend and how much of screen time I have. So we are thinking that we are trying to balance this out. One should not forget that our work-life balance, our work life and our home life or family life are not two different lives. It is part of the same life. A part of it is work, a part of it, now we think, is our family time. But what are you really working for? If you're earning money, if you're having a job, if you're having a career, why are you doing this? To support your family? To earn money so that you could give them happiness, you could give them love, if you want to take care of them in a very good way? And this is the reason you're doing it. And if you forget the purpose behind having a job or having a business, having an enterprise, and if you lose this balance and you start focusing only on the work and start ignoring the real purpose behind it, there is a loss of balance. And I think spirituality allows you to regain this balance, because every time when I overwork, every time that I give priority to something over the other, I ask this question: why am I doing this? What is my underlying reason behind it? At that moment, I take a moment away, I step back, and I question myself, go within and ask, why am I doing this? What is my purpose? What are my intentions behind it? And those intentions bring you back to balance again.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. I think some very, very valuable words that you have now said, and our viewers and listeners are definitely going to gain a lot of advantage out of it. So thank you. Thank you, Srinidhi Bhai, for sharing that with us. Moving ahead with my next question. Well, now having understood the importance of some of the key aspects of Raja Yoga and this importance of right balance, can you help us understand how can one learn to practice it?
It is very simple, actually. It is for everyone. Raja Yoga is for anyone who has a mind. And is there anyone in the world who says, I don't have a mind? Everybody has thoughts. Everybody has this flow of thinking that goes on. Every day in the morning, I wake up and I think about what am I going to do next. Even to step out of the bed, I think, okay, I should step out of the bed. When I pick up that brush, say, now I need to go and brush, take a bath. So everything begins with a thought. And everything that we see in the world was once just an idea. It was just once a thought. Whether it is the great monuments of the world that we see, all of that, everything that human beings are able to achieve, create, do, and what they have done in the past, first originated in their minds as a thought. So, since everything begins with a thought, meditation or Raja Yoga is also just the process of managing your thoughts properly. And how do I do this? By regaining that control. How do I control it? It's simply stepping aside a little bit. Not I'm saying is not like I'm going on a Himalayan retreat for 10 days and I'm not going to be here. I will disconnect from the world. No, I disconnect to connect within. And I can do it right here at this moment, wherever I want, whether I'm in the traffic jam, whether I'm on the train, whether I'm in the office, whether I'm in the school, university, college, in the kitchen, whatever and wherever I'm doing this. I have the ability to go within, and it does not take much time. And how we do it is I simply remind myself of my true identity. For example, if I want peace, what do I do? If I want happiness, what do I do? In today's world, it is very easy. If I want happiness, if I'm feeling sad for some reason, if my mood is not so okay, I would pick up my cell phone and type in a comedy video and I would want to watch that video, and I think that video would give me happiness. But does it really give you happiness? If you continue watching those videos for, let's say, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, at the end of 2 hours, you will feel tired. For the same jokes, you won't laugh again. Your smile goes away. So, what is the source of happiness? Is the source of happiness lies within. And when I do that, I just give myself these positive thoughts. It is very beautifully said that there is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Meaning, I'm trying to look for peace somewhere outside, but where it lies is here on the inside. And I look within and I remember that I'm already that. And I think one of the most beautiful lines, which is very simple and yet carries a very great significance, is the best way to become is to be. So this is also something that many people in the field of sports also practice. This is called as positive self-talk. Meaning, if I have to go on the field tomorrow to play a game, I visualize here with my mind that I have won the game already. I visualize that I've scored many goals. And since I mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo, he also does this. And many sports people do this because that way they cultivate a winning attitude. It is not about going to the ground, getting into the office, then winning something. No. Before you go, you have created a mindset that you are winning, that you are successful, that I am peaceful, I am loving, I am kind, I am generous, I am happy. I am happy if I win a gold medal. I am happy if I win a bronze. I am happy if I don't win any medals also, because this is all here. And I think one of the popular lines from Bollywood comes to my mind is हार के जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं. It might appear like a cheesy line, but it has such a greater meaning to life that जीत के मुस्कुराए तो क्या मुस्कुराए, हार के मुस्कुराना जिंदगी है. Meaning, if you smile when you win, it is quite easy for everyone. But even when you lose, if you could smile, that is the real essence of life. That is the real motivation, the real strength of life. And how does that strength come? Is by reminding myself, creating a winning mindset, creating a positive mindset here. And how do I do it? Every morning when I wake up, whatever time it is, the first few thoughts that I create is, I am a peaceful being. I am a loveful being. I shall remain positive during the whole day, during my interactions with people, in my relationships. I remain peaceful, happy, and positive.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that. And I'm sure the viewers and listeners will find a lot of positive thoughts coming from them for them as well on this one. Well, towards the end of the discussion, any special message from you towards the followers of Apna Frankfurt?
Ah, first of all, thank you, Ramanji, for having me here. And thank you, Apna Frankfurt, for giving this time. And to everyone who's watching and listening, I wish all the very best for you. And I send out good wishes for you. May you all remain happy. May you all remain healthy. May you all be peaceful, positive, and loving beings. May you open your generous, kind hearts to the world. And we need not give anything physical to the world outside. Of course, if you're giving physical things, it is very nice. But more than anything else, that what we all can give and something that is available and free for us is our good wishes. When we go to a birthday party, when we go to a celebration, if we know it is somebody's birthday, we say happy birthday. So what we are doing is we are really wishing that person happiness. But why just wish that person happiness only for one day? Can I create those good wishes for everyone every day? Can I create those good wishes for myself first? Can I wish for myself that I'll have a good day today? I'll have a happy day today. Can I create those thoughts of positivity, love, good wishes, power for my own self, for my own family, for my friends, for my colleagues, for everybody out there in the world? Can I do that? And if I start radiating this power, this vibe, these good vibes of peace, of love, positivity, then you will see that my mindset changes and things around me also changes. I think that is my good wish for everyone, that may we all become that source of positivity. May we all become that pillars of strength, not for just ourselves, but for people out there, for people in our family, people who are our friends, people who are in the community, our colleagues. So we could all do that. We have what it requires, and it all lies within here. And if I just spend few moments of my day, let's say 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes before I go to bed, I think I will connect with myself, connect with my space of being a source of love, power, joy, and I can be that person who could create a better world. And I think that is what we could all do. And I wish for you that may you all become those sources of joy, peace, and love, and bring joy, peace, love to you, your own family, to people around you, and to the entire world. And for those of you who would want to learn how to meditate, how do you actually channel your thoughts, and how do you actually want to go about this? There are opportunities for you to learn. The Brahmakumaris have centers in more than 120 countries across the globe. Here also in Germany, here in Frankfurt, we have a very big meditation center. There are courses that are offered in multiple languages, in Hindi, in German, in English, in some other Indian languages like Tamil, Punjabi, Marathi, and you can always come in, drop by, pick up an appointment when you want to learn, and all of our services are offered free of cost as a voluntary service, as a generous gift to the society and to the communities. So I think with that open heart, I send out this invitation and I send out those good wishes for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Srinidhi Bhai. I think in today's session, there have been a lot of learnings for all of us. I mean, we started with the fact, understanding who one really is. And it's all about peace, love, and care that we are looking for. Managing your own thoughts is very important. And also how we can cultivate that culture of a winning attitude. I think these are very important ingredients, what you have mentioned, with which we can definitely handle our mind much stronger. That can definitely lead us to the path of peace and health, which was the topic of our talk today.
Sure.
So thank you very much, Srinidhi Bhai, for your time. And on behalf of Apna Frankfurt, we really thank you for taking out the time from your busy schedule for us today. And I'm sure all the viewers and listeners will find a lot of value in the talk today. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Radio अपना फ्रैंकफर्ट